My God, when I'm lost in wonder, consider all the worlds thy hands have made. I see the stars, I hear the rolling thunder, thy power throughout the universe displayed. Then sings my soul, my Savior God, to thee. How great thou art, how great thou art. Then sings my soul, my Savior God, to thee. How great thou art, how great thou
Señor mi Dios, al contemplar los cielos, el firmamento y las estrellas mil, al oír tu voz, en los potentes truenos y ver brillar el sol en su ceñir. Mi corazón entona la canción. Cuán grande es Él. Mi corazón entona la canción. Cuán grande es Él, cuán grande es
joy shall fill my heart.
Then I shall bow in humble adoration and then proclaim, my God, how great thou
Then
art.
sings my soul, my Savior God, to thee.
How great thou art.
How great thou art.
Then sings my soul, my Savior God, to thee. How great thou art. How great
How great thou art. How great thou art. I love that song. It's beautiful redemption with the one and only Josue Avila. Love his worship. Love his worship. So grateful for music. Music speaks. When words fail, music speaks. Good afternoon, new season, Gospel FM. Good afternoon, good evening, good morning. No matter where you are listening from, what time is it in your end of the world? We are global, we are worldwide. So who knows what time it is in your side of the world? But good morning, good evening, good afternoon, from wherever you are listening from. It is awesome to be here with you guys once again. I see you, Jose, I see you. Thank you for joining. Please share the broadcast as you guys come in and let our family and friends know that we are on here on Yes with Yesse. So awesome to be here. As I was saying, thank you for this awesome opportunity to be here with you guys once again. And we're going to go ahead and get started here on Yes with Yesse. You guys know it's a moment, a time where we come together and we talk about all things community, inclusion of individuals with disabilities, services, a little bit of this, a little bit of that, and I share a lot about just, you know, the everyday life, a day in the life of, right? A day in the life of Yeye. And so I love it. I love it. I love it to the point where I wouldn't do anything else. I wouldn't do anything else. I absolutely love everything that I get the opportunity to do, because I sure consider it an opportunity and a blessing every single day that I wake up in the morning and do the things that I get to do. And my hope is that you do as well. So again, all things diversity, inclusion of individuals with disabilities, community, resources, all of it. All of it is right here on Yes with Yesse and New Season Gospel FM. Jose, thank you so much. Thank you so much. Thank you. And I hope that we can connect soon and do something for our kiddos and the community soon. Jose, remind me where you are, because I don't think you're in Miami. Remind me where you are. I'll go. I'll go wherever, as long as it's to do some work and do what God has called me to do. So again, thank you all so much for joining. As you come in, please take a moment and share the broadcast. Let others know that we are here on Yes with Yesse, here with you on Thursday evenings, afternoons, 6 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. On Thursdays, 6 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. I don't know what time that is on your end of the world, but aquí, that is the time. So buenas noches, buenas tardes, buenos días a todos quienes nos están escuchando en la emisora de New Season Gospel FM, aquí conmigo, con Yesse. Todos me conocen como Yesse o Yesenia. Sí con Yesse. Y aquí una plataforma donde somos un poquito de todo, bilingüe para toda la comunidad, para toda la familia que nos está escuchando, donde hablamos comunidad, diversidad de personas con discapacidad, lo que es la inclusión de personas con discapacidad o necesidades especiales, servicios, de todo, a little bit of everything, right? And so it's awesome to be here with you guys. I am looking forward to an awesome afternoon, and it's going to be super duper random, a little bit of this, a little bit of that. As I feel like that's how my life has been the past couple days. It's been kind of like a blur. It's definitely been a blur. And so we're going to talk about a little bit of this, a little bit of that, and see how the afternoon, evening takes us in our conversation, right? So I'm grateful. Thank you all once again for joining Yes with Yesse. And my hope is that as you come in, please go ahead, share the broadcast, and let family and friends know that we are here to have some time of just some talk today and listen to a little bit of music, of course, here on Yes with Yesse. Hi, Joel. Thank you for joining. Please share the broadcast as you guys come in. If I don't see you, I apologize. Everything is looking a little bit different for me this afternoon. So if I don't see you, I'm here, and just say hello. Say hello so that I can acknowledge you and thank you for joining me. So I'm going to go ahead and get started, and I hope you guys loved the intro, How Great Thou Art. I love that song by Josue Avila. I love it. And here we go. I'm going to play another one of my favorites, of course, before we go ahead and start talking a little bit of this, a little bit of that tonight.
If it wasn't for you, lost in the dark, then you walked in the room. I came alive when you opened my eyes. I won't go back to the life. The world might be shaken, but I stay in your presence, standing strong in your love. 'Cause I got you in the joy, in the pain, in the waiting, in the flood, in the fire, in the breaking. I'm standing on you, know you're already here. Heaven surrounds me when I call your name. There's nothing that you cannot change. 'Cause I got you in the joy, in the pain, in the waiting, in the flood, in the fire, in the breaking. I'm standing on you, so I won't be moved. Yeah, I'll get through. 'Cause I got you. Yeah, I got you. I'm standing on you, so I won't be moved. Yeah, I'll get through. In every season, I'll keep on singing. In every sorrow, I'll keep on praising. You're always with me, I know. You're never letting me. You're never letting me. In every season, I'll keep on singing. In every sorrow, I'll keep on praising. You're always with me, I know. You're never letting me go. 'Cause I got you in the joy, in the pain, in the waiting, in the flood, in the fire, in the breaking. I'm standing on you, so
I gotta tell you. I don't normally do this. I really don't, because I love listening to songs all the way through. I really do. And I totally picked that song just because it's Danny Goki, and I love his music, and I love that song. It's a new song, I believe. And so it talks about I got you, and I'll get through because I got you. Do you have him today? Do you have him? Do you really have that unconditional love of God with you that will get you through every single thing, anything that you go through? I know that for me, in the past couple days, in the past couple everything, he's got me in the palm of his hands, and he's never let go, and it is because of his grace and his mercy that I am here, from not just in recent times of the things that I have gone through or life experiences, but since I was born, he's got me. Since I was born, he's got me in the palm of his hands, and I'm so grateful for that. So and thank you guys so much, all of you at New Season, here in New Season, and those of you tuning in, Brother Randu, Brother Akil, thank you so much for always being there. Sister Althea, I apologize if I'm saying your name wrong, but thank you so much for joining. Sister Joylette, all of you, thank you so much for joining me on Yes with Yesse, and all of you, thank you so much for always supporting and just being there, and those that are just a phone call away and no, I'm a phone call away, and always check in. I truly appreciate you, and God's got you, God's got me, you guys got me. So because you guys got me and I got you, he's got us too. So I totally appreciate it, and I just thank God for every single one of you. I thank God for New Season. I thank God to have a place such as this to call home, a church, it's specifically a church, in a church home, to call home. And it's one thing that, as I go through my experiences of life, you guys see me here today, but it's been difficult. And I just wanted to take a moment to say that when I hear this song, I got you. Thank you, God, for his mercy, and because he has me. And thank you, every single one of you, because I know that in all my situations and all the things that life might throw at me, I'm not alone, because God is by my side, and so many of you have been by my side. So thank you. And I'm just going to replay this song for me, because it just really hit me. So here we go. Enjoy the song with me, will ya?
Where would I be if it wasn't for you? Lost in the dark, then you walked in the room. I came alive when you opened my eyes. I won't go back to the life. The world might be shaken, but I stay in your presence, standing strong in your love. 'Cause I got you in the joy, in the pain, in the waiting. I call your name. There's nothing that you cannot change. 'Cause I got you in the joy, in the pain, in the waiting, in the flood, in the fire, in the breaking. I'm standing on you, so I won't be moved. Yeah, I'll get through. 'Cause I got you. Yeah, I got you. I'm standing on you, so I won't be moved. Yeah, I'll get through. In every season, I'll keep on singing. In every sorrow, I'll keep on praising. You're always with me, I know. You're never letting me go. In every season, I'll keep on singing. In every sorrow, I'll keep on praising. You're always with me, I know. You're never letting me go. 'Cause I got you in the joy, in the pain, in the waiting, in the flood, in the fire, in the breaking. I'm standing on you, so I won't be moved. Yeah, I'll get through. 'Cause in every season, I'll keep on singing. In every sorrow, I'll keep on praising. You're always with me, I know. You're never letting me go. 'Cause I got you.
Yes, 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 yes. I'll get through because I got you. I will get through because I got you. Awesome song. Awesome song. Okay, I got it out of my system. I had to play that again because it is so, so true. I got you. God says, I got you. I always say that to my kids. I got you. And so I'm excited. This honestly, it just gave me joy, brings me back to life in a sense. So thank you all so much for joining and for listening. I love that song. Please take a moment to share the broadcast and let others know that we are here. We're on with Yes with Yesse, here with you Thursdays 6 p.m. Eastern Standard Time here on New Season Gospel FM. Yes with Yesse. All over YouTube and social media. So make sure you subscribe to our YouTube channel, New Season Gospel FM. And that way you don't miss a beat. So at New Season Gospel FM, all one word, on YouTube, and don't miss a beat. And of course on Facebook as well, New Season Gospel FM. And follow me on Yes with Yesse. I have a Facebook group, Yes with Yesse, as well as a YouTube channel, Yes with Yesse. Or like somebody said the other day, Si con Yesse. And that is the literal translation to Spanish. Si con Yesse. Si con Yesse. Okay, Brother Rondo, I hear you. So yes, make sure you subscribe, follow. I'm hoping to post more videos and all things, a day today, a day in the life of Yesse and so many others living in similar situations that can learn from so many things. And so with that, again, just a little continuation. Thank you. It's been a rough couple days after the passing of my grandmother. Things happen that we don't, it's expected, but not really. And we it hits you differently when it actually gets here, right? When the moment actually gets here, it kind of hits you a little bit differently, and you react differently than maybe you thought you were going to react. And that's normal. The reactions are normal. The feelings, of course, are natural and normal. And so that's what's been happening. And through it all, however, I'm at peace that she is now at peace, and that she is no longer suffering. She's no longer in pain or discomfort or anything like that. She's good. Like I say around my family, I'm like, I know she's good, right? I know she's good. And so I just wanted to share a little bit about that, because I think sometimes, and I say this because I know I have felt such a way before. And so going through this experience has really taught me so much about myself, about my different abilities, my capabilities, what I'm capable of, what I'm able to do, from not so much only a literal sense of what I can do for her as my grandmother or my family or whatnot, but what I can do when I allow God to use me. So, what what you and I can do when we allow God to use us is incredible. What you and I can do when we learn, when we are teachable, when we observe, when we embrace what God has called us to do, and who God has called us to be, is incredible. And so, oh man, it's so many learning experiences from it. I genuinely believe everything happens for a reason. Everything happens for a reason. And so, just a little, I guess, side story, about me. Like I always say, a day in the life of Yeye. So I lived with my grandmother and family, etc. And in the beginning, my grandmother and I didn't have the best relationship. We didn't see eye to eye. We didn't have the best relationship, but that never stopped me from, doing things for her or my family, or living together. We lived together under the same roof, and it was fine. It was what it was, right? We just made it work. But we had our differences, for whatever reason. And in spite of those differences, I never allowed those differences to detour me from being who I am, and who I needed to be, for myself, for her and my family. And so I always was one to just, we we do what we do. We look out for each other. We care for each other. Was it always easy? Absolutely not. We had our differences and all these different things. And, I experienced different situations. But again, through it all, I was like, you know what? I'm going to stick it through. I'm not going anywhere. I'm sticking it through. It is what it is. Let's do this. Right? And so it was exactly that. And, even though there was never any like literal disrespect between each other, like that never happened. There was no talking back to each other or yelling or anything like that. It was a very kind of respectful situation in that sense, right? But there was rejection. There was a feeling of, okay, you're here, like I don't know you, I don't know you, because we had our difference.
Start by praying.
Oops, something is playing behind, so I apologize for that. Something. And so,
There's an evil governance.
so we had so much that we went through, and it's okay. I had to realize that it's okay to go through those things, and okay, things happen and come our way to teach us a lesson, whatever that lesson might be, right? And so we were each other's lesson. Long story short, we were each other's lessons. And even though we didn't see eye to eye and all these different things happen, the one that was there in her final days was me, along with my family, her son, my dad, my her grandson, my brother. Like, we were all there for her, and it put me in I was in a place where I had to care for her. I put together her medical resources, her home health care, and then her hospice care. I was the person in the midst of all of this for doing it for someone that was my grandmother, that in spite of our situations, our differences, and all these different things, through it all, I was still the one to be that person to help her, regardless of our past, right? And so sometimes God will do that. He'll put you in uncomfortable situations that you're like, God, why? Like, why me? Why are you picking me to do this, right? Well, my response to that is always, why not you? Right? Instead of saying why me, I decided why not me, right? It's me. I'm here. God prepared me from years ago with the disability services and all these things for a reason. And it for a lot of reasons, and one of those being that now when she needed it the most, I was equipped to do this for her, to get the resources and all these things, because I knew my dad couldn't do it by himself. Not just him, but anybody, if they're not familiar with these these things and these resources, they weren't going to be able to do it because they don't know. And so God prepared me with the knowledge about all of these things, to then now when the moment came, it was my turn to do it, regardless of how my relationship was with her, because it wasn't about me and it wasn't about the situation or anything like that. And what was said or not said or done or not done, it didn't matter. What mattered was that she was benefiting from what she needed to be okay to the best of her ability. And I can tell you that God is merciful. God is great, and she lived a life. She lived a life that she wanted to live, and in her last, I want to say in her last days, but in her last in the last portions of her life, I think we learned a lot from each other. And got the ability to learn from each other who I was, who I'm, the real me, and I got to learn the real her, and why we were in each other's lives, and why, God just made that happen, put me in a place where I was going to be used, and He used me to help her as best possible in her last days, right? And if you guys remember, I think it was live on Facebook the night of Friday night or Saturday night, the Saturday night, which would have been a week from last Sunday. Yes, a week from last Saturday was that Saturday night that we were here at church. And the pastor said, bring pictures of your children, family members, etc. And we're going to pray for them. We're going to pray over them. And I did. I did. I brought literally those little, those little frames that you stick on the wall. I forget what they're called, but I had 3 of those. One of, all of us, my siblings, my dad, and my grandmother. And I just prayed. I just followed instruction, and I prayed and I prayed and I prayed, and I knew something was going to happen. I knew something was going to change. I knew that night my life would never be the same after that. And it was the most amazing, scariest, peaceful feeling in the entire world. And again, I just prayed and prayed and prayed, and I'm like, God, at one point I was like, you know what, enough is enough. We're done. Enough is enough, because I didn't want her to suffer anymore. God, have mercy. I don't want her to suffer anymore. She's tired. We're tired. Selfishly at the same time, I'm like, we're tired. We're exhausted. We're done. Until when? In Spanish, we would say hasta cuándo. Hasta cuándo. Hasta cuándo. Until when? Cuánto más, right? How much more? For her sake. For her sake. And our sake. And I'm praying, and what I'm seeing, as I'm praying and following instruction, and I'm there, I'm praying. It's like a movie. It was like a movie, guys. This is real. It was like a movie playing in my mind of all of the things that we've lived, of just everything that I had in my heart. Because sometimes we say, yes, we forgive somebody, and I'm not holding it back, I'm not holding any malice. But is that true? Are you really forgiving? Did you really forgive? Do you really my screen goes out, guys, and for some reason that happens when the screen goes out. So sorry about that. We're gonna there we go. All right, so hopefully we won't hear it anymore. But sometimes we say that we forgive, and do we really forgive? Do we really genuinely forgive that person? What does that look like? And that's what that was playing in my mind, was that movie of, just past experiences and things that were said or not said or done or not done or whatever the case. All of that was playing in my mind, and I'm crying, and I'm I'm praying. And when I finished, when the night ended, I felt so light, because all of that was just baggage that I was carrying on my back. It was just baggage that I was carrying, and it was just not healthy anymore. And I felt it. I felt it emotionally. I felt it physically. I couldn't, I had sleepless nights. I was feeling, and I was like, God, just let it go. I'm letting it go. I'm giving it to you. I'm done. No more. Let your will be done. And I'm praying and praying and praying. Prayer's over, and I feel so light. I literally either I just sat there until I gathered my thoughts and gathered myself together. And I remember I felt so light. I felt like I had no strength to even get to my car. I asked somebody, I'm like, sister, can you please hold my purse, because my purse tends to be heavier than me. And I'm like, can you help me get to my car? And she did. And so it was because I was literally so light that I felt I didn't have the strength to get up and to walk, because I had literally, when they say leave it all at the altar, You know how we hear that, leave it all at the altar, leave it all in God's hands. Like, that's what I did. I'm like, I'm done. I can't. I let it go. Let it go. Let go and let God. And that was Saturday night. And my grandmother passed away Sunday morning. The next day, Sunday morning, she got up. She got up. Everything was, a normal morning. I heard her. I left. I came to church. I got here, I think kind of actually early that morning because it must have been around 10:30 or so that I got here. And I got the call that the exact words were, she has no blood pressure. I'm like, what does that mean? What do you mean she has no blood pressure? Right. And so that happened. I'm telling our team, I'm like, guys, I gotta go. This is happening. I leave. She was in in-home hospice, so they said, don't call 911 or anything like that. Just let us know, and we'll go get her, or we'll come to the house rather. And we did that. However, they were like, oh, we're gonna send somebody. They'll be there in 30 minutes. My grandma's gone, y'all. What you mean you're gonna be here in 30 minutes? Like, that was my reaction on the phone. I'm like, what do you mean 30 minutes, right? So I'm calling again and trying to get a hold of someone, and nothing's happening. And I'm like, you know what? I'm calling 911. I'm calling the emergency line to send us an ambulance, or to do something, because I didn't know what to do at that point. I'm trying to get home. I'm driving. All the cars are getting in front of me. I'm like not in the most, I'm not in the most correct state of mind, if you will. And sure enough, I call the 911 on my way home. And when I get home, oh Jesus! When I get home, there was I don't know, 4 police trucks. First of all, I called and I said, I let them know what was happening. I get home, there's 4 police cars, trucks, that is, and an ambulance outside of my house. And I'm like, whoa, what's happening? It was very impactful. It was something super impactful to see. I don't wish it on anyone. I don't wish it on anyone. It was super impactful to see. I get home, I go inside. They didn't want to let me in, and I had to be like, I live here. That's my family. That's my grandmother. They didn't want to let me in. And I had to kind of, advise them to let me in. And finally I got in, and going through all of that, and the one of the police officers lady didn't want to let me in the room. She's like, no, you can't go in there, da da da. I guess because I called on my way home, it was they didn't know what to expect, so they had their different routines to attend to do because of the situation. And so I'm trying to get in. They're not letting me in. I'm trying to get into they had asked for something, and I said, okay, I can go get it. It's in her room, which is where she was. And they're like, are you sure you want to go in there? And I'm like, yeah, up to this point, I'm like the strong one, right? I feel I have to be strong for my family and everybody. And I try to go in, and I couldn't. At that moment that I was about to go in, thinking I was able to handle that, I went kind of sort of in. And then I was like, all right, take a deep breath, got whatever they needed. I went in, I saw her, and that was the end of that. And it kind of helped me for closure to see her. And I was able to do it. The other officer was super nice about it, and we were just able to be there for a little while, and then it's history from there. Things just kind of unraveled from there, and it took a lot of time to just kind of lay her to rest thereafter, after that experience. And so I share that because I think that people, all of us, right, to each other, we only see one side of ourselves. We only see one side of each other, if that makes sense. And so we're real people that experience real things. And sometimes I want to say you never know who is going to be at your bedside. You never know who is going to be at your bedside when you're no longer here. You just don't know. Never in a million years would I have imagined that I would experience such an experience with my grandmother, based on our relationship and all these different things. But again, that didn't matter at that point. At the point where she got sick, and I was able to assist her with services and all of that, it didn't matter anymore. It just doesn't matter. And so we spend so much time, we spend so much time pitying little things and fighting over little things, and it's just not worth it. I'm finding myself now just totally quiet about things I would nag about before. I say nag or complain about or whatever the case, because it just, you just realize it doesn't matter. Even something like, of course, like I would, when in her when she was still with us, like I could, like, there was no sleeping. I couldn't sleep. We weren't sleeping. She was hollering and all these different things. And then, a few days after she passed away, I was still like listening out for her voice. Like I would hear her voice, I guess subconsciously I would hear her voice, and it's like, wow, like, it wasn't so bad after all. If that makes any sense whatsoever, right? At that moment that you're living it, it's like, oh, Lord, why? Like, why do I have to go through this? Or, whatever the case. And then when you no longer have it, in this case, when you no longer have that experience, when you no longer have that person, it's like, wow, like, okay, like I should have done better. Never saying in that shoulda, coulda, woulda, should have, could have, would have type of thing, but I could have done better. You think about, I could have been more patient, or, it wasn't really so bad, or, I could have done more, or this is what I could have said, anything like that. And so I think we have to be very mindful to live in the now, and to realize now is all we got. Now is all we have. And so it was it was a new experience. It was a first time experience for me, and I'm glad I can talk about it now. And so, just, we really have to learn to, even though we are human and we will complain and we're going to do all of that stuff, but we do have to take a moment to realize how blessed we are, and how fortunate we are to have a roof over our head, to have each other, to have family, to have our parents, to have our grandparents, to have community, to have our neighbors, to have our church family, to have everything that we have is for a reason and a purpose. Everyone we have in our life is for a reason and a purpose. We might have not had the best relationship, but she taught me a lot. And someone said this to me, she was sent to your life to teach you, maybe she was there to teach you patience and empathy and all of these different things. And yes, absolutely. She was there to teach me all of those things. Right. And so I think we have to be mindful of, why am I does God want me in this situation? Why has God put me in this situation? Why has God, put these particular people in my life? What is the purpose? What is the reasoning behind it? What am I supposed to learn in this situation? And for me, maybe it was that. It was, look, you guys might not see eye to eye, but you were put on this planet, and you were put in front of these, services and all these things that you do to help your own people, to help your grandmother. You can help everybody out there in the world, but it starts at home. It starts with your people. It starts with your family. It starts with your blood. And when I think about that now and I say it out loud, I'm like, wow, because we do that a lot. Right. And so for me, I was experiencing the very thing that I experience out in the world, if you will, in community and my students and the people that I serve and services. I was experiencing that exact same thing at home with my grandmother, with my blood. And it was the hardest thing ever, because it's easy for me to do it outside. But the challenge was, and the teaching came from doing it from the inside of my home, of my family. Yes, Brother Rondu, I'm on it, guys. I'm writing. Okay, I'm gonna write my book. yes, Brother Rondu. This is just another experience that I definitely look forward to writing about all of my experiences, and so thank you for that, because I hope I feel like I'm talking, but I hope it's helpful. It's for a reason, trust me. And so all those experiences, it's for a reason. It's like, why would little old me, who lives with a disability, who needs all of these different things, or so she thought she did, decides to stay here in Florida, live with her father, who she has never lived with, and then this experience with my grandmother, and it's because that's exactly it. And my mom, Mom, if you're watching, thank you. My mom would always tell me, God has you there for a reason. Once we kind of both came to that realization, God has you there for a reason. God has you in this house with these people, your family, for a reason. And I was able to bring that to flourishing. It was able to be. I didn't give up. I didn't quit. I didn't say, you know what, I'm out of here. I'm moving to South Carolina, where my mom is. I quit. You know, I can't take this anymore. I never did any of that. I stuck it through. I stayed to the end, literally, and I was able to let God use me in the process of my grandmother transitioning from the physical world to his house. And that was the most challenging yet awesome experience ever. And I drove everyone, I don't want to say I drove everyone crazy, but I did ask for advice, you know, a lot from here, from our pastors, from Pastor Steve, from everybody. I'm like, what do I do? This is what's happening. What do I do? You know? And I was able to be coached through that process. Like, you know, it's just a season. You know, we hear that a lot. It's a season, or, you know, this is why this happens, and this is why that happens. And I was able to learn, you know, from even a Bible study, you know, topics in Bible study, and just in conversation and seeking counsel and advice. I was able to learn why I was going through these situations, or why I was seeing what or you know, witnessing what I was witnessing, or why things were being said. And so that was a growing process for me. So everything happens for a reason. This whole experience that happened because I needed it. It needed to happen in order for me to learn from it, and to make me a better person. And so that's tough because it's experiences that we don't want to go through, that we don't want to go through. And we have to go through these tough times in order for it to bring us, you know, bring us out stronger and more stronger in faith and emotionally as well, once we finish, you know, with that experience, if you will. So, you know, it was crazy. And so, you know, the end of it is that when, you know, Saturday night there was prayer, all of that happened. Sunday she's gone. Sunday morning she's awake, she's, you know, her regular morning or whatnot, and then she's gone. And so so many lessons in this one story, if you will, right? Things will change in the blink of an eye. Things will change in the blink of an eye. And we spend so much time bickering and bad at each other and making, you know, not so wise decisions, and I'm over it. It's exhausting. It's like it's done. You know, it's exhausting. It's like, why? And so we have to be very mindful of that. We have to be mindful that our decisions that we make matter. The decisions that we make impact other people, whether we like it or not. It's not just about me, myself, and I. It's not just Jesse. It's Jesse and everyone that is connected to Jesse. You know, it's you and everybody that is connected to you. So my life is not my own. In the literal sense, my life is not my own. Right? And so we have to be mindful of that, and know again that we're here today. Tomorrow we don't know. And as a matter of fact, I wanted to share this with you guys as well, just kind of switching gears a little bit, because it all intertwines, right? It's all together. I think it was this morning. My dad and I, we wake up now every day, and we talk about it, and we just talk about life and kind of, you know, our life experiences in the past couple days. And we were talking about something, and one of us mentioned, I think he mentioned, you know, that people are irreplaceable. People are irreplaceable. Your mother, it was my dad's mom, your mother is irreplaceable. My mother is irreplaceable. I only have one. I will always ever only have one, right? And so we take that term irreplaceable, and we hear a lot, you know, if you're in the workplace, I know I would hear it a lot in the workplace. Oh, you can be replaced at any time. If you know, you're gone tomorrow, we can replace you tomorrow. Somebody else will fill that job tomorrow. And I'm thinking about that when I was having this conversation with him, and I'm like, no, like that really, you know, when I see it now, right? Not to compare, but when I would hear it before, it was like, okay, it makes sense, right? You're replaceable because I leave the job, you can replace me tomorrow. So yeah, in a sense, I'm replaceable. But when I think about it now, it's am I if oh boy, I think about it now, and I think about the experiences and loss and everything. We are not replaceable. I'm just gonna say that. I was gonna try to like explain, but I'm just gonna say that in my thoughts, we are not replaceable. There's only one of every single one of us. Can you replace somebody at the job? Yeah, sure. Is anyone gonna do the job like that person? Considering and hoping they were good employees and they did what they had to do, and they, looked out for you and your job and your company, or whatever the case, are they replaceable? No, absolutely not. A person, a human being, that specific person with that DNA and how God made them from the from their head to their toes, that person is not replaceable. I'm not replaceable. So I was kidding with him. I'm like, you'll never get another you'll never get another Jesse like this Jesse. You will never get another Jesse, yay, crazy, happy, joyful, mad, all of it. You'll never get another one like me. That's just not a thing. Thank the Lord. Right? And so we are not replaceable. So I don't like that. Like, oh, everybody is replaceable and we can no, you can't. There's only one of me. There's only one of you. And there was only one of my grandmother. Good, bad, and different, with our challenges, with our differences. There's only one of her. And so when I think about that, and I think about loss, and I think about how quickly time goes, and I think about how someone's gone and you only have a few days to get it together before you have to live again. And you have to continue living. You have to go to work. You got to make you got to make a living. You got to do all that stuff. And it's like, whoa, like, can we slow down for a second? Because I'm still stuck in last week. Right? But those around you don't give you that opportunity. When I say those around you, the workplace and the bills and, your responsibilities, you got to chop it up, buttercup, you got to keep it moving. And it stinks. It really stinks. And so I don't think we're given the chance to really process, what's happening and all of that. And so it's been a ride. Brother Rondo says, I feel like the body is replaceable, but not the actual person. Yes, absolutely. Oh, thank you so much, John. John Collins, we've been connected for a long time. He says, Jesse, again, my condolences. I want the world to know I think of you as God's warrior princess of advocacy. Thank you so much. I appreciate that. And that's a huge compliment. Thank you, John. Thank you for always believing in me and the advocacy that I'm able to provide to the community, and especially of those that need it the most, as you and I both know. So yes, you're right, Brother Randu. The body is replaceable, but not the actual person. And that's what I mean. Like, the actual, you can replace a human in the literal sense of the body, right? But the spirituality, the heart, the inside, what truly matters, their attitude, the way they treated you, what they did for you or not, the way they protected you, the attitudes, that is not replaceable, people. That is not replaceable. And so we need to kind of, I don't know if that makes any sense, but I feel like we have to stop saying people are replaceable. They're not. They're absolutely not. And so now with that mindset and with that realization, if you will, I think I have a different view on people now and situations. We're going to go through situations every day. People around us, people that we care about, are going to get in situations and messes and all these different things every single day. But it is what that's what it is. That's what it is. So we either make the decision to throw in the towel and say, you know what, I'm done. Like me that night of prayer here, like, God, I'm done. That's it. Like, it's on you. It's on you, buddy. Or we realize we're all human, and I'm only going to get that one human like that. That's the only one I'm going to get, because they're not replaceable. She's not replaceable. That is who she is. That's it. Right. So I have to then be more of a child of God, be more in the word, have more characteristics and way of being like God would do what God would do, learn to forgive one another. And if we know that we, learn to forgive, because we only have this one life. We only have that one, that one person that is irreplaceable, because there will never be another person like that person. There will never be a person like that person. Therefore, you will never have a rapport with that person like that person. You'll never have a friendship. You'll never have, a mother, a father, a sister, a brother, an aunt, an uncle. I don't care what it is. You'll never have that ever again with that person, because that person is not replaceable. That person is not replaceable. So I hope that makes sense. People are not replaceable. People are not an object. We're not plastic. People are not replaceable. I had the most awesome day today. I was at work, and I had the opportunity to be with a lot of my kids. I call them kids, but they're all ages. They're grown adults, but they'll always be kids to me. I had an awesome day. I was with them, and I'm like, wow, like, God, thank you, because we had a good day. I'm exhausted because they made me do so much, but we had fun. We had a good day. They get joy out of the little things. They get the biggest joy. I had one girl who I've known since she was probably 12, 13, 14, and she's a grown adult now, and she was, she had a okay day, but she was serious. She wasn't smiling or anything. And then at the end of the day, we did her hair, and then I started playing give me five, high five, down low, too slow kind of game with her, and it just kind of like turned her day around. She was laughing and giggling and doing exercise with me, which is why I'm exhausted. And so it's the little things, it's the joys, and to me it's like they are so this group, these young adults, they're full of joy. They're full of love, for unconditional love. And that's what it all comes down to, is unconditional love. That, it's kind of like they don't take anything serious, because it doesn't matter. What they care about is that you treat them right, that you treat them with respect, that you listen to them, that you listen to their drama when they're fighting with their friends, boy drama. And they just want to have a good time, and they want to be loved and feel loved and give love. And that, it just really teaches you that that's what truly matters. That's really, literally, truly what matters. And being true to yourself, being true to those around you, being true to those that are there for you unconditionally. And we all know who those people are or not in our lives, right? And not to hurt each other on purpose. And I'm saying all of that because that's what I've learned with this experience with my grandma, and what I get to do, for work every day, and in my own life and business and all of that. That's it. That's literally it. That's all that matters, guys. So this is the only life that we got here in the physical world, that is, and the people around us, that's all we got, and they're irreplaceable. And maybe that's the message, is they are irreplaceable, and there's nothing we can do about it. There will never be anybody like you, like me, etc. So that is that. And I'm reading having a cinnamon bun, Brother Randu. It helps. Yes, that definitely helps. Yo quiero un cinnamon bun también. Love that. So yeah, that's what I wanted to share with you guys. People, humans are not replaceable. We are not replaceable. There will never be one like me. There will never be one like you. Love one another, care for one another, help each other, do what you got to do for one another, and just make this world a better place. Again, we are here today. Tomorrow, who knows where we will be, and or who knows if we will be here, right? So that is the message for today. So remember, we are not replaceable. With that, I hope that you guys have enjoyed another episode of Yes with Yesse. Sí con Yesse. I don't me and this computer mouse is gonna, it's not my friend. So yes, guys, I hope that you guys learned something, and that you enjoyed it. Brother Randu, I will take your advice on the book. I will definitely be working on that very soon. I might have a chapter in there already. And then definitely share it with you guys. So with that, thank you so much for listening and for tuning in. As always, here on Yes with Yesse, I truly, truly appreciate it. And please share the broadcast. Let others know that we are here, and that we are here on Yes with Yesse every Thursday every Thursday. Yes, every Thursday afternoon at 6 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. All things community, our faith, of course, services, information, resources, all of those things. And we're here. We're here. And for more information of, what is New Season Gospel FM, right? What is New Season? What is this all about? Just go to newseasonfm.com, newseasonfm.com. And we're here, obviously, a ministry, a part of our church, New Season WC, New Season Worship Center, newseasonwc.com. And of course, moi, yours truly, Jesse, or Yesse, Yes with Yesse, yeswithyesse.com. Do me a favor, visit yeswithyesse.com, subscribe to my YouTube channel, again, Yes with Yesse, all across social media platforms. You don't want to miss a beat. You don't want to miss a beat, because it's all things disability, right? So make sure that you tune in. Today is Thursday, so tomorrow is Friday. It is Fun Friday, or like I like to call it, Fun Friday. But before that, join Pastor Henry in his presence prayer first thing in the morning, 6:30 a.m. Oh yeah, so 6:30 a.m. in the morning, followed by the Pastor Steve show at 8 a.m. and we shall do it all over again. And then of course later in the afternoon, midday prayer with Minister Yesse, and here we go, we do it all over again, right? So on that note, thank you guys again so much for tuning in to Yes with Yesse, sí con Yesse. And I'm going to see, actually no, I'm not gonna do that, what I was gonna do, but yes, thank you so much for joining, guys. Do me a favor, again, subscribe to New Season Gospel FM. Thank you everyone there listening on Facebook family, thank you so much for listening. And of course, those YouTubers, those on YouTube, thank you so much for being there. Brother Randu, Brother Akil, thank you so much for joining. John, thank you for always supporting. Sister Athea, thank you so much for joining. Brother Randu, I'm seeing all the comments now. Sister Millie, good evening, thank you for joining. Sister Joylette, thank you for joining. And everyone there that perhaps I cannot see, but I know that you are there with me. Of course, Brother Joel, Brother Tim, thank you so much for joining. Thank you. And God's willing, we will be here again next week on another episode of Yes with Yesse. Jose, thank you so much. Richard, I see you. Thank you for joining, Richard. Hope you're doing awesome. And some of those guys and gals are some of my long time clients, participants, and all that good stuff with Yes with Yesse, and so much more. So on that note, thank you so much for joining, and I look forward to being with you guys next time. I'll leave you guys with this one that I love very, very much, and with that I'll say good night until next time, next week on another episode of Yes with Yesse. Have an amazing rest of your day.